If you do recordings with your smartphone on a daily basis or vlogging even, especially when you're running around and it gets a bit hectic, you might have some issues with stabilization. And for this, Hohem sent me a good solution. The Hohem iSteady M6 kit that I have here in my hands. Can barely hold it in my hands because it's a large package, because so much is included in there. And this one is a gimbal, a specialized gimbal for smartphone and vloggers. And why is that the case? Let's find out and let's get started. As you can see here, it's a bit of a larger box. We have the brand name Hohem iSteady M6. You can see it has some glossy kind of paint there, especially also on the side. The iSteady M6 is like glowing in this color here. And on the back, it shows you and tells you what comes included. A fill light with AI vision sensor is included here, which is very cool because it can follow you during your vlogs, which might be very good, especially if you walk around a little bit. 400 grams payload, DC out for phone charging, so you can charge your phone immediately. We have the iSteady 7.0 anti-shake system and the new free access design for free movements, which is very cool, so you don't have this kind of thing in your way when you're vlogging. OLED status LED here as well, so status panel, multifunction control wheel, and the 360 infinite inception as well here. And you can see what comes included in the box. So let's open this up and check it out. So how do we open this up? It's completely closed there, closed everywhere. I have to figure it out somehow. Needs to go open somehow here probably. Is it on the side? How to open it? There we go. On the bottom you can open the latch there and you can just pull it out. Wow, it comes included also with a nice box apparently, as it seems. So there we go. That's it. That's all in the box. A nice carrying pouch. Pouch is maybe a little bit too small of a thing. There's a carrying bag here with the Hohem logo, as you can see, a very solidly built, I would say. And here you can see already the gimbal that is inside there. So let's just open it up. Very nice that they ship it like this for you. And there we have it, all the accessories that you need. We have the gimbal itself that I can take out here. Very nice and compact. And I like that it has a good grip already. So we have like here, very nice grip. We have of course this button here to control the gimbal. We see the display. We see some other controls here like the record button. I think this is a zoom slider and a joystick, another key. Everything can be operated with one hand, as you can see here, which is quite nice. There we see the gimbal itself, and we see already the accessory that has like a little camera here that allows you to track you, and of course the LED here that can brighten up the day. So besides the gimbal, what do we have inside here? Of course a manual. So as you can see, a very large manual, probably in various different languages, as well as a tripod holder here and some cables, of course. So what we have here is a USB A to C cable for charging the gimbal and a USB C to C cable, which looks like this. This is probably for charging the phone itself. So let's take a deeper look at the controls here. So we have this display here. I think it's an OLED display. Let's get rid of this. And this can show you various different things. We have 3 buttons on the front. This is the joystick. This is, I think, a mode button and a record button with a lever for zooming, I presume. On the left side, we have another 2 buttons here. Not sure what they're doing. And we have this rocker here with a button in the middle. And then on the opposite side, we have the USB Type-C port. I think this is the one for charging, if I'm not completely mistaken. And this is, I think, the on-off button there, as you can see. We have a screw mount here, actually 2 screw mounts that you can see here, a smaller one and a normal one. And then on the back, we have what looks to be like a lock button, at least there's a locking symbol there. and then we have a push button there. And then at the bottom we have another screw mount, of course, for this little tripod to screw it on, so we can put this onto a table or something like this, and yeah, can use it then for walk and talk kind of shots. So I can put it like this now on the table, and as you might see, it is quite strongly staying there on the table, which is quite okay. And what we want to do right now is put in a smartphone to see how this will look like. So I have my trusty Xperia 1 Mark IV here in my hands, hopefully to be replaced by the 1 Mark V. Anyway, I want to use this one here. And yeah, first of all, let's move this around. And yeah, we have to unlock this. And you can see already the positioning here that I think it is written there. You can see here barely eventually. Let's put it a little bit forward eventually like this, and you will be able to see it here, how to put the smartphone in. And yeah, we want to do this. We have a very long smartphone with 21:9 aspect ratio, so this needs a little bit, like, let's first check out the clamps are going in both directions. Very good indeed. Let's get out of here. There we go, and we just clamp it in. Then we have to position it so it's like roughly I think it needs a little bit more of positioning because it's like going to the left there, as you can see. And what you can do here with this one, you can see there's a position to change it. Maybe let's take the smartphone off. I can show it to you. We have to level it basically. So here you can see we have, maybe you don't, there is this scale here on the side. There we go. Here we can open this up and then move it left or right to stabilize the whole thing. And we have another screw mount here, which is very interesting. I'm not sure for what this is. And anyway, what we want to do now, we can also change the position to this if we want to. But what I want to do now is change the position, of course, in this way. By the way, I've figured out here's the other USB-C port for charging your phone. This is why you got the very small kind of charging cable. And yeah, what we want to do is we have to go a bit more into this direction. So let's do this, open this up. And then I think, yeah, I can pull it up a little bit. Now I'm position 2, I think. And let's try to put the smartphone in again. And of course I have it upside down. There we go. Smartphone in. And this looks a bit more stable now. But it's still, I think, a little bit too heavy towards the other side there. So let's try to change the position again a little bit. Almost. We have it. So this is like the thing with gimbals. Now you have to like change them, level them. This is, I think, perfect level now. So what I can do now is press on the side button here to turn the gimbal on. This power button I have to press and hold it for a bit longer. And now we are in PF mode, and as you can see here, the smartphone corrected itself already, and when I swing around you can see that the whole gimbal is following me, pan following mode. So let's check this out. How does it look like? So now we see the gimbal here in my hands, and of course I can use this as like an extender. What you can see is like when I move around, it's in this pan following mode, and I can move it like this, I can move it like this. It will keep the same level, which is quite interesting. I can move it like this. As you can see here, the phone is on the same center position. I can change the mode, of course, by pressing the M button that I have here, and when I change it, I can to pan following. I don't know what L mode is. I think it's locked mode. And point of view mode, which will just follow your point of view. So if I'm going down, you can see this phone is also following my position, which is quite interesting. So point of view mode, whatever your head is seeing, whatever you are going to see with your head is like also doing this. This is pan follow, what we had at the beginning, and this is PTF. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's like pan follow, but with also the possibility to tilt. So pan tilt follow eventually. and then the locked mode, which can lock on a target, which is perfectly fine if you want to lock on something. You can see if I move it like this or this, it is completely locked, which is, I think, also a quite nice addition. And yeah, the point of view mode as well. And one thing that I forgot to show you is, of course, I want to use the back-facing cameras for recording. So what I can do, we have this button here. This is like the pistol grip, I would say. So this is the trigger button here. If I press this 3 times, look what happens. So if I press it 3 times, you can see it's turning around, and now I can use the back-facing cameras for recording myself, which is quite nice. But you can also see that the wireless microphone that I have that is using USB Type-C wouldn't work here because I cannot connect it to the USB-C port. So the only thing that I can use is a wired cable connection here into the phone itself. And yeah, of course, what's with this following mode, we will check this out later on. But first, let's check out the possibilities of this using as a vlogging tool. So enough talking now about how this works here. Let's check this out. I will take my trusty Xperia 1 Mark IV with me and will record something using this gimbal to see how good it stabilizes in reality. So here I am, and when I press 3 times, you should be able to see me. I'm using the gimbal and I'm using my wireless microphone because I figured out maybe you can just put it in there and stabilize the whole gimbal. And yes, it works with the wireless microphone as well, as you can see here. So my wireless mic is working fine here on this one. I'm using the Xperia 1 Mark IV, and this one has a very nice addition to the SDR video recording capabilities, using a wide range option, which will basically put in HDR images into the video. So the whole video is more HDR-like. And this mode has one major disadvantage, and also on the brand new Xperia 1 Mark V, it also has this disadvantage still. No OIS or EIS available, so you need to rely on such a gimbal, do you? Let's see how it looks like using this mode without any gimbal. And you will soon on very quickly notice that this is basically unusable, and the gimbal is smoothing things so much up that it makes much more sense to use this gimbal. But how does it cope up with the very modern smartphones and the capabilities of OIS and EIS? Let's figure this out as well together by comparing side by side. You see the footage right now, and I will overlay now the footage of how does it look like in SDR standard wide range mode. On the Xperia 1 Mark IV, the OIS and EIS stabilization, so you can compare how does it look like, which one do you prefer in this case, and which one also by the looks you prefer, because I think the wide range mode on the Xperia is a very, very good feature, but Sony somehow needs to enable the OIS or EIS, and as long as they don't enable the OIS or EIS, the only possibility for you and me to have this such good footage here on the device is using a gimbal like the Hohem gimbal that I'm using here right now. So what do you think about this one here? And I show you some other neat little features and neat little footage that I took with this gimbal.
No copyright music. No one can sue me for this music.
The Hohem application that I have here, and this application allows me to go into this mode. Of course, you can also record stuff, but you can also, like, let me go back, show you the home screen here, where you have all the different tutorials. Eventually you can do firmware upgrades, and of course via Bluetooth it's connected to the gimbal. We can do recordings. This is now the back facing camera. I can switch to the front facing camera. I can do recordings here, take photos, moment like this. I can do an inception, jump spin, fantastic, clone me option. We have various different options here, panoramic video. So depending on the situation, you can use this for doing time lapses and dolly zooms and other cool things. And this is the app that you want to get if you want to get all the different options for time lapse, panorama, all the different options, and use all the buttons here. So I think the zoom button is not working. It is working. There you can see I can zoom with the button here, zooming in, which doesn't make sense on the front-facing camera eventually. I can start record, won't do it right now because I'm recording here right now with the screen recording software. What do I else have here? Some buttons that can do something. Well, I have like the possibility to go up and down here with the joystick and control whatever I like to do with the joystick, which is quite nice. And of course I have the possibility to use the hand option here, move the hand to show some gestures, as you can see here, which is quite interesting as well. So if you're further away, you cannot access the gimbal, you have those options as well. I wonder if this zoom option is working. I think it's only working for the focus. Let me press again. I was only working for the focus right now. Not sure if I can change it. I can change it for tilting even, which is quite interesting. So yeah, I have the possibility with this side-mounted button double press to go to tilt mode, which is quite interesting. Double press again, tilt in the right direction. And yeah, this is a nice possibility, but the best one is, I think, object and face detection. So it detects my face and follows my face now. So even if I get up here, you can see it's following me. If I have a lecture that I'm holding, it will follow me nice and smoothly, which is, I think, also a nice addition. And what is it using? It's not only using the face detection of the camera itself, but it's using the top, the upper part of the magnetic thing that you can put on, which has its own camera, kind of. And even if I go further away, where my face is a little bit smaller here, it's still detecting me and following me, which is quite nice. And I could use it for some B-roll for sure, of me talking for video or something like this. This might be very interesting. What happens if I jump out of the frame? If I can even jump out of the frame. There, I'm out of the frame. And it has me again. So it is also keeping my face in its memory, and as soon as it gets my face, it's going back there. So very, very interesting, I would say, of a gimbal. Nice features. This is only like a quarter of the features that you have, but it's like I have like only this amount of video time. Otherwise I could make like an hours long video about this gimbal. A very cool addition, especially with this OLED screen where I can see all my settings directly, which is quite interesting, and have all the capabilities that I want to do for filmmaking, for vlogging. For vlogging, I would say you don't even need half of the stuff there, but it is there and you can add it to your vlog later on, especially time lapses, moving time lapses and such things that might be very, very interesting. Dolly zooms and other things to spice up your vlog a little bit more. So that's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed this video of the Hohem iSteady M6, which is a very, very cool gimbal for mobile phones. It's not too heavy. I like to carry it. It has this nice carrying pouch here that definitely can fit in a small vacation bag or something like this, that you can carry. You have most of the stuff that you need. And I would even say, argue, you have like this net here. You can put a power bank still in here for charging it, or like some cable management or even other stuff that you want to take with you, which is quite interesting indeed. So what do you think about this Hohem iSteady M6? That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, bye.